Hey guys, what's up? It's I'm Stricken06 of I'mStricken06.com. Don't forget to add us on Instagram at I'mStricken06. Today's topic is going to be something that somebody just asked me not too long ago, is how long should a car last? Well, honestly, the answer to that is it's not such a simple answer. If you want to speak in simplistic terms, honestly, a car will last you as long as you keep throwing parts at it. Meaning, as long as you keep doing the repairs, as long as you keep fixing the issues, the car will continue to go. But the whole point of a car is to throw the least amount of parts at it. This way, you're not putting money into the vehicle, which means it's costing you more. There's something called overall length of value, or the cost of the vehicle over the duration that you've owned it for. You know, if you buy a car for $20,000 and you use it, but in the course of that time you've repaired an additional $10,000 worth of repairs, well, that car technically costs you $30,000. So you want to use a car for as long as it's not beginning to cost you money. Then there's no point to honestly keep it, because you're just chasing your own tail. Well, you installed a new alternator, so you might as well use it for a little bit more. Well, now all of a sudden the AC compressor goes. You might as well use it for a little bit more. Now, your bearings went, or your transmission went, or your transaxle went, or your differential went, there's so many possible issues. And the more complex a car, the more likely things are going to go. Nowadays, the big issue is electronics going, sensors going, modules going, computers going. So, how long should a car last you? Honestly, if you can get 150,000 miles out of the car without relatively spending too much, and by that I mean 1,000 or so on actual repairs, not maintenance, repairs, then you did well. If you start seeing around 100,000 miles that the car is starting to just absolutely disintegrate, one small thing after another, you want to get rid of that thing. There's no point to keep dumping money into this thing, because you could see the path or the pattern that it's taking, and that is that things are falling apart. That is the choice I made with the 2008 Nissan Rogue. What a disaster that car was, and it wasn't just my car. It's the same problems across the whole board. I moderate the Nissan forum, so I see my problems compared to other people's problems, and it's all the same thing. Calipers, ridiculous transmission. Just a slew of problems in that car. So I made the executive decision to go ahead and get rid of that car. When it hit 99,000 miles, I repaired the front right axle at about 80,000 miles. And then the driver's side axle went, and I said, you know what, F it, I'm done. Because I saw the two rear ones were also going. I had the all-wheel drive. So, and in that car, everything is seized and rusted shut. I can't even explain to you how rusted everything is. If you go to the forums, you'll see guys are just dealing with rust up the wazoo with that car. Even if you don't live in the Rust Belt, just really crap quality products. They don't have the good coatings on them, which prevent the rust and the seizures. So I made the decision to get rid of that piece of junk, and I said that car will no longer be costing me money. There's just no point to put money into that car when I can put money into a new car. There's going to be a point where you're going to be spending monthly, one repair, for example, $1,000 repair, you break that down, what that costs you monthly throughout the year, well, you could be putting that towards a new car. So what's the point of fixing the old one? So basically, to reiterate what I said, is cars should last around 100,000 to 150,000 miles, depending on the make and model, trouble-free. Generally trouble-free. $1,000 if you put into it, not too bad. American cars, I hate to say it, if you can get 100,000 miles out of them trouble-free, you've made it. You've won the lottery. Typically, American cars start showing the really, really big problems around 60K. Big sensors, expensive electronics, just a lot of issues start to go around 60,000 miles with American cars. Small things start to pop up around 100,000 miles with Japanese vehicles or Asian vehicles. Korean vehicles are still kind of being trial tested by people, but they've definitely stepped their game up. I would say they're at the level of Japanese cars, possibly even surpassing the level of, say, Nissan. So that's the short answer. Hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching, and that's been the tech video of the day.